What is up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for joining again today for episode 17 of Unfiltered Brew. J. Edgar, it's always good to see you here. Thank you for joining. How are we doing?
Well, it's definitely warm in here.
It's definitely warm. Is that?
Yeah.
It's
Well, I
warm.
would say that you would probably consider the 110 degrees that we've had for the last couple of days here as normal, but my frozen tundra blood just cannot handle it.
That is actually, well, yeah, because Wisconsin, right? Wisconsin? I
Yes.
always get the Midwest. Yeah, Wisconsin is like, yeah, freezing. I would die though in the winter. I would actually die. I would be frozen in the ice to be like taken out later. There would be no way I could live in there. 110 is hot though. But do you have humidity
Yeah.
with it or no?
It is bad. It is nasty.
Oh, if you have humidity, then I can't handle it. Like at least in California, we don't have humidity. So like to add humidity, I can't breathe. I seriously can't breathe in it. No matter where I have traveled and people tell me you get used to it, I can't get used to it. I just can't breathe. I can't breathe. If it's humid, I just feel like no matter how many breaths I'm taking in, I'm just not receiving oxygen. It's just how it is.
I remember I met my ex's dad,
Uh-huh.
which at that point, like, he had been recent. Well, I don't know if it was recent or not, but he'd been divorced for a while from her mom, and because she was originally from New England, they decided they needed to
Okay.
have the entire country between them. So we moved to Arizona, and one day she's like, "Hey, let's go meet my dad in Phoenix." And I said,
Oh.
"It's February." Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah.
means my blood is supposed to
Yeah.
be at 30 degrees.
How
Oh,
do
don't worry, it's
you
a dry
rest?
heat.
How do you rest at 30 degrees? Like that's not a resting temperature. That's like not well. That's
With
30.
my eyes
It's
closed
freezing.
and images of Ashley Tisdale in my head.
This is insane that you would think 30 is just like a relaxation temp. That is just not.
Oh yeah.
That 30 is like butt ass cold. It is freezing. Freezing. I mean, it could snow. That's freezing. I mean, I do love a winter and it does get to snow where I'm at. But it doesn't stay like the snow never stays because, it's not going to be that cold throughout the day, but I mean, when it hits to like 40s, I'm freezing. Like numb, don't think I can survive. And then I get, accustomed to it. But then even then, it's like freezing. But I love the winter. I'm not going to lie. I do love it. And fall is around the corner. But have you noticed that Halloween is like already out and about everywhere? Can you believe
I
this?
didn't know it's the Halloween, but just playing around on Instagram earlier, I saw that like every token white girl in the
Oh,
world
yeah.
has got their pumpkin spice
Yep, it
wiper
is
in their
back.
Starbucks.
Pumpkin spice. I don't do pumpkin spice. I hate pumpkin spice, but it is back. So yeah, you could. Everyone's excited about this, and it's just so gross. The taste and smell of pumpkin, I think, is disgusting. Personally,
I can't eat cooked orange vegetables, so I never developed a taste for it
yeah,
myself.
it's gross. Pumpkin is disgusting. I don't even. I mean, pumpkin seeds are like the only thing I can eat because I like sunflower seeds. So I do eat
I can't
pumpkin
eat those
seeds.
either.
Oh, you can't? Really?
No.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, those I don't mind. But pumpkin in general. Fall is here, but like the Halloween, we all need to cool it. It is August. And we all know
Yeah, it's not
August.
even Labor Day yet.
It's not even Labor Day. And we all know in August, well, we didn't all know, but if you didn't know, GamesCon. All right, all about GamesCon here in August. We've got 3 days of a showcase. We're gonna be going over part one today, and exciting for you guys. We're gonna just kind of go through, watch these trailers, watch these announcements, give our reaction, and see what the lineup is. Because let's face it, gaming has been dull quite a bit. Um, I don't see this being like an extreme showcase, like more than what Summer Games Fest was, and like the Microsoft showcase. I just think these are gonna be updates on things we already know about, and no Splinter Cell. It's just so sad. That was like the only game I've ever wanted for the last since 2013 for 10 years. Do you ever play Splinter Cell?
Um, I think I played like the original one when it
Gotcha.
first came out in
Yep.
the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think I've gone back. I'm not an FPS person.
Nah, okay. It was
I didn't get into FPS until Fallout New Vegas, honestly.
well, so with Sam Fisher though, they was third person.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think, but then they they've always been third person. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I
Hmm.
can't remember. It's been so long since I played him, but it is my favorite game. But from what I remember, like Pandora Tomorrow at least was third person. Black, I hated the last one. I'm not even gonna mention that. Double Agent, was that first person? It could have been, but I can't. Yeah, there's so many, so I can't really recall if everyone was third person, but I know they had third person. I did love Splinter Cell. I think it's one of the best franchises out there, and Ubisoft has just kind of completely given up on it. It's sad.
Good book too, by the way.
Yeah, the of course that's how I even learned about it too. Before I even played, I was reading. Listen, I was reading Tom Clancy from an early age, and that's how I even fell in love with Splinter Cell. I just loved everything in Tom Clancy, and I had read Ghost Recon, and I was like, oh, there's a game. And then it kind of developed. I would say like Tom Clancy got me into video games. Literally, like that is, and it was just great. His books are great. Man, I mean, a great franchise, and they just keep ruining. Ubisoft doesn't deserve Tom Clancy name.
Hmm.
It just
I
doesn't.
was a Mario kid, so I got into it a little bit before you did.
I did well. Mario Super Nintendo was my first thing. I played. I mean, I beat Super Mario like Lost World, Super Mario 3. 2 was the hardest. I'm not gonna lie, and then the original one. But I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I loved the Super Nintendo, but I didn't get into shooters until Tom Clancy.
Did you see that? Speaking of that, Charlie Martinet retired this week
Yeah, he doesn't want to do it. I don't know why. I just read that he retired. Do you know like what the
because he's
deal is?
old.
Because yeah,
Because he's old and he wants to relax.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he's earned it. He has earned it. I think my favorite Mario game has to be the Lost Worlds. I don't know about you. What's your favorite Mario game?
Mm. RPG.
RPG. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of people's answer. I loved Lost Worlds just because. I mean, I love Super Mario 3. Okay, but with 3, I felt like it was too short. But Lost Worlds kept you busy. It kept you busy. I absolutely loved it. Loved it. And 2 I hated. I thought 2 was weird. I thought it was the weirdest one out of the whole franchise.
If you, well, I'm sure that being in a gaming, you've looked up the history of those games
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
why it was so weird.
It was, yeah, I did. And but I don't understand like why it just had to be grouped in. It should have been its own out of the series. It should have been. I mean, Yoshi's Island was amazing too. I did love Yoshi's Island. And that was separate. Um but yeah, Super Nintendo, it was on the cartridge. You had every game on there. It was the Super Mario All-Stars on the
Yep.
cartridge. Yep, that's what my very first. That's what I played. The Super Nintendo, the problem was the games were way too difficult. Like you had some games that were really easy and then some that were like impossible to solve. Like I think Lion King was easy, but so many people get stuck on that swinging of the tails level. But I thought it was
Hmm.
the easiest one. I thought Aladdin was easy to beat too, but people say that that's hard. But then the games I thought were hard was like Simpsons. I don't know if you ever played that game.
Yeah.
Was trippy.
No, I played Bart versus Space Mutants on the original gray box.
Got you. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was a good one too. That was
That
good.
was hard.
That was hard as shit. Yeah, you can't make any progress. You can't see what I'm saying. It's like they kind of overshot like how easy. Like these are not easy games. It was actually difficult. I mean, I thought even Paperboy, as much as a simple process it was, that game got hard. Like give it a few
I
levels.
love Paperboy.
It was a fun game, but after the first like 3 levels, I couldn't beat it anymore. I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's things are getting thrown at you. It was difficult. Um, it was Bubsy or Bugsy. I can never remember the exact name.
Bubsy.
Bubsy. Past level 3, couldn't do it. I'll never know what lies beyond that. I'll never know. That was a fun game though, until it got hard. Like they just didn't plan, I don't think, for people to realize how hard these games were. So today, when people are playing like 1,000 hours in a game, it's like they don't even realize like the simplicity of what gaming was, and it was a different time. We were just talking about that before the stream started, how things were just different,
Huh.
right? Um,
Yeah.
but now we're on to Gamescom. Now we have showcases and all that. So let's start. We don't really need. We have a live piano performance. Probably gonna get copyright for there. Let's do yeah. Okay, Starfield. We could do Little Nightmares reveal. Okay, we could start with there. Well, yeah, let's start here. All right. Oh my gosh.
These are words to work by.
We have ads. We
Commercial.
have ads. Commercial. Mute that. I don't do ads. Okay, this was revealed at Summer's Game Fest though. But now I think we get more details. Okay, it's gonna be a puzzle game. Kind of looks like a It Takes Two kind of game.
Yeah. Well, it almost looks like they're doing a Middle Eastern desert theme with this one because, I mean,
True.
Little Nightmares, that exists already, but
Yeah,
it was,
you have a good point.
I don't know if this is Little Nightmares 2 or what it is, but no, it's 3.
Yeah, it's
So,
great.
and I've seen the original Little Nightmares. I've seen the original streamed by various gamers on Twitch, and I mean, it's got the classic Victorian horror house feel to it.
Good point. That's a very, it does. I will say, like, you're right. It kind of makes you feel like the setting wise, it kind of takes you into that setting. Like, they do a good job at setting up emotionally there. Okay. So that one, actually, if it's couch co-op, I'd get it. But only if it's couch co-op. I'm not playing multiplayer on this. What is this? Black Myth Wukong trailer. I've never even heard of this. Okay, so now they're going to talk. We're going to go straight into these trailers. You guys can watch all this on YouTube if you want to hear like commentary and things, but we're here to give our opinions and just see what was announced. Let's see this. He has no head.
Heads
Okay.
are overrated.
Heads. They just said they didn't want a head for him? Okay.
Apparently.
Apparently. So, is this like a Souls type game?
I'm not sure. I know it appears to be Asian in theme.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of seems like the kind of thing I'd be interested in, but my graphics card would cry.
Maybe it'll be on console.
Oh, I'd have to have, well, I guess I'm getting a Switch, aren't I?
Yeah, you have to get that. Yep. Okay, this guy's got a head at least. Well, that's a good, cool combat.
Nice.
Huh. Oh, we're not doing ads. That was actually, it's not something I would buy, but that combat looked fun.
What was it called? I want to look that one up.
Yeah, let me go back once this stupid ad ends. Why do we even have ads in this world?
Imagine being on a, imagine surfing the internet on a computer without an ad blocker.
I know, that's me. It was called New Black Myth Wukong. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Or Black Myth Wukong. It's probably not new because that new was probably for the trailer. Black Myth Wukong. And
All right, I've got a tab for it.
Killing 3. Oh wait, Killing Floor 3. That's gonna be good. Yeah.
So it looks like it's an RPG, which means that's right up my alley.
That's right up your. That's exciting. I actually think that might. I haven't heard of that until now. That might actually go somewhere. I think that might be a pretty popular one. Oh. Killing Floor 3. Love it. Interesting. What a nice looking guy.
Yeah? Appears they're going to cover most of them up, so they don't have to worry about aesthetics, though.
Yeah, true. Oh, yeah. Okay. Awesome. I've never been into Killing Floor, but that looks fun.
I've never heard of Killing Floor.
It's not my type of thing. It's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, how do I explain
This
it?
is survival FPS is what it says.
Yeah,
I looked it up, yeah.
It's not, I don't know, it's kind of, it's definitely, it's so unique. It's like not really something you can compare it to. But if you're interested, I feel like in, what is that game? Borderlands, I feel like. Just that type of gameplay. Then I feel like you would like this.
I've never played it, but I've heard of it, so.
Okay, you've heard of it. I've actually only played Borderlands once. I played it for 5 minutes. I never touched it again. Not my thing. I'm very picky. People tell me I'm very picky about my games. Okay, Crimson Desert here. Got some gameplay reveal.
Open world action adventure from Pearl Abyss in South Korea. Well, that changes tonight.
So Killing Floor for me is a no.
A very special gameplay update trailer to share with the world first here at Gamescom. Enjoy.
Now this looks fun.
Yeah.
Now this is something I'm interested in. It's like Assassin's Creed meets For Honor.
I'm like, I've never played Assassin's Creed, but
Okay.
I'm interested.
It's like Assassin's Creed meets For Honor. I think that's like, and that's why I'm really interested in this. I could totally see myself playing this.
Full open world element.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Some puzzles. Okay.
I'm gonna need a new graphics card, aren't I?
It's looking like that. I'm sure what you have can be held. I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, you only ever need the minimum. Unless this is PlayStation only, I'm not sure.
No, and I've been looking these up as we go.
Okay, so Crimson Desert.
PS5, PS4, Xbox, and Windows.
And Windows. Okay, then yeah. Cool. Love this. Whoa. Cool. Wait, this looks awesome. That actually is awesome. That is totally something I'd get.
Yeah, same.
1,000%, right? That mean I think they do a good job at like not making it too like RPG, and they kind of keep it in a realistic kind of way, how with like villages and like fighting, and then you have people like look like samurais with type of Viking kind of deal. I like that. I think it's yeah. Okay, so far I gotta say it's number one. That's my number one. Crimson Desert. Can't wait. Oh god, Ice-T's coming? Payday 3.
Hey, what's up, Gamescom? It's Ice-T. I've hooked up with my favorite game in the world, Payday, and I have my own special heist mission in Payday 3. And you know I know a lot about heists in real life, all right? It launches September 21st. Here's a world premiere first look. Okay, so here's the deal. The components are kept in high security cooling containers somewhere in the storage yard. The clock starts ticking as soon as the components are out in the open. So you need to haul ass to get them to the transport.
This game looks really good though.
Too long,
graphically.
They'll start to degrade and lose value. Now, do what you
What was
need
it called?
to do to get ready.
Payday 3.
I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably get this. 1,000%. Yeah, I think this will be the best Payday they've had yet.
You've played this franchise before?
Yeah. I think this is the best one that they're going to have. Wow, okay, yeah, that one, I would say this and Crimson Desert. That looked like a lot of fun. I love a good heist kind of game. Love it.
So it calls it a co-op shooter.
Yeah.
So, and that's not something I'm familiar with, and I don't know where I would be. Like, I've done before too. Like, I've tried to get in with Heroes of the Storm, but like with low skill, it's like you're in there with people who've been playing forever, and then trying to come back and catch up and learn. So
every game's different. I feel like every game's brand new. Everyone starts at the same slate, right? I mean, right? Because the mechanic. I mean, it's not. Every game is going to feel, even if it's the same as the other in the franchise, it's still going to have a different feel, I think.
Okay.
I think we should play that together.
Maybe.
Right? Okay, so we have Assassin's Creed Mirage. They've been hyping up this game. I just don't think it's going to be as good as they claim it is. With Ubisoft, we all know it's the marketing. It's always there, but they hype it up and it's such a disappointment. Like, they got to stop hyping it up. And for Payday, we don't really need Ice-T to tell us to get it. Like, I'm so sick of celebrity endorsements in gaming. Just because you put a celebrity there is not get me to be like, oh, I should buy it. So I hate when they do that. I don't think we'll see anything new.
أعوام لا أذكر مقدارها. كنت أعرف دائما أنني سأعود يوما ما.
لقد عاد للتو من طنجة. كنا في المتجر ولذا
قضيت الكثير من طفولتي في هذه الشوارع. لطالما كنت أستمتع بهذا المكان. كنا نتسلل إلى بيت الحكمة في صغرنا أنا وصديقتي نهال. ذكريات جميلة صارت كريهة الآن. قلبي يتألم لما حدث لهم. وها أنا ذا مستتر يتهيأ لإعادة النور إلى أحلك أركان المدينة. إني أبعد نصلي عن الأبرياء وليس عن تنظيم القدماء. لننهي هذا الأمر.
Yeah, I'm going to stand by what I said. We didn't really learn anything new here. What's going to happen is I know that they're focusing more like on the original where it's going to be more stealth based because Valhalla was just too large of a damn game. So I'm really hoping it's not as big. It's more of like a controlled open world type thing. But nothing new. Doesn't change my opinion about it. I think it'll be successful probably, but I also think it's not going to be as great as people are claiming it's going to be because Ubisoft hasn't really had a good game in a long time. So I think they're banking on this. But I don't think it is going to be as great as people predict.
I've never played an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah, you're not really missing out too much. There's a few good ones, but the series to me is just not the best that Ubisoft has.
Well, I've been interested because I'm an open world gamer. I like Fallout,
Yeah.
so a lot of people say that that's probably something that's right up my alley. I wanted to when I finished off with Mario RPG, which I never finished because I moved instead.
Right.
I wanted to play Black Flag after that, but I keep reading online that to play Black Flag off Steam is like next to impossible because of Ubisoft sign-in or something.
I played it on console, so I did not have a PC back then, so I don't know what happens on that, but I'm not shocked. People are telling you they probably are saying the right thing. They're probably saying the right thing. But yeah,
because it sounds like something I'm interested in.
Honestly, I think it's one of my least favorite series in the universe of Ubisoft, but and you like history, then I think you would like Assassin's Creed. I think it's just not my favorite. It's just something about it has never been good enough for me to like. I loved Valhalla though. I thought Valhalla was a different feel, but a lot of people swear by this game, so I think definitely try it out. Don't knock it till you try it.
Right.
But here we have some Call of Duty news. I'm actually curious we have Modern Warfare 3 that was announced coming out in November. I know there's some gameplay that they're going to talk about, but I'm curious to see what's going to be happening, what maps or what's going to change.
Carlton and Dave Swenson from Sledgehammer, because on November 10th, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 arrives, and today you guys are going to be the first audience in the world to see some raw, real gameplay from the campaign. Dave Shelby, welcome to
Campaigns
Gamescom.
are always
what
so
can you
short.
tell us about Modern Warfare 3, Dave?
Well, first of all, Jeff, it is awesome to be here. Modern Warfare 3 this year is the complete package. We're shipping 16 multiplayer maps, all from the original Modern Warfare 2. These maps have been modernized with new gameplay and features. We also have open world zombies. This is our largest zombies. Yeah. This is our largest zombies offering ever, and for the first time, it's set in the Modern Warfare universe. And of course, this year, we are bringing a huge innovation to the Call of Duty campaign.
Yes, let's talk a bit about the campaign, Shelby. Makarov, I know, is going to factor into this. See him over there. Tell us a bit about what is the storyline? What can we expect from the campaign?
Yeah, so for the first time for Call of Duty this year, we're doing a direct sequel. You know, Modern Warfare 2, they asked a lot of interesting questions in their story, and Sledgehammer Games is so excited to work with Infinity Ward on the campaign to answer some of those questions and to bring you Modern Warfare 3. And one of those answers, he's standing right behind you. Yeah. He is Makarov. He is our infamous antagonist. He is cold, he is calculated, and he is trying to bring the world to the brink of war, but not if Task Force 141 has anything to say about it. So we are just so excited to get this campaign into the players' hands.
All right, well, we are going to see a playthrough of a campaign level. But first, Dave, I want to talk about...
What bothers me about this is, like, you know, the Call of Duty servers for, like, the older games were, like, up and running and so many people were flooding them because, you know, Call of Duty was really good at its prime time, especially, like, Modern Warfare 2 era. And now I just feel like they're trying to regurgitate, like, trying to bring it back for those to get like nostalgia, which is great. Like, I'm excited for it because Modern Warfare 2 was my favorite Call of Duty, but like we have no creative ideas. We have nothing new. Like, after we're done regurgitating, like, what are we gonna do? Like, they just
make better graphics and do the same thing.
Yeah, it's just like so annoying. It's just like a copy and paste. Like, there's no creativity, especially because Call of Duty tanked the last few games. I mean, they've really gone downhill, and now it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's just like another copy paste, and it's exciting that they've modernized these maps that we all knew and loved, but like bringing the same antagonist and all that, it's just the regurgitation. It drives me nuts. Here's the campaign gameplay, and the campaign that used to be so strong, and I loved it. Now it's just so short, so they better give us like an actual campaign.
Gamescom first. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you won't find me ever doing this.
Alpha team clear. Heading to surface. All teams, eyes on target. Phase 1 complete. Charlie copies. We're set. Roger that. Moving to phase 2. Patrol boat 2 o'clock. Get under.
Okay. Oh, there we go. We're getting... Okay.
Stay tight.
I wonder if they're going to give us like the entire campaign right now.
Or just cutscene after cutscene after cutscene.
True. True.
Hooks up.
I would never trust any of those launchers to ever get me anywhere.
Good hook. Let's get up top. All teams, Alpha's in. How copy? Solid. Relay went clear. Moving to Mark DZ. Stand by.
Nods on. Biostrobes on.
You know, like a good pair of night vision goggles go for thousands.
Yeah.
That's great. I always wanted one. One day I'm gonna invest in one of those.
Hold.
Drop him.
DZ clear.
3-1, kill the lead. Alpha to Bravo 1, marking with IR. Confirm visual. Visual, Bravo inbound.
Nobody sees this?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. And nobody sees that people parachuting in. Alright.
Bravo's on deck, push it up. Alpha to
Or
Charlie.
here's the turboprop engine. Those things are not exactly quiet.
Yeah, that's another really good point. Oh.
Moving interior. All clear.
Descending stairwell. South side.
There's like no lights wherever they're in. There's like no electricity or anything.
Nods off. Be advised, they got a bird up.
Movement in the courtyard. Looks like a prisoner transfer.
Not okay. On me. Hold up here. All teams, Alpha's in position. Copy. Bravo set. Charlie, good to go. Roger. Fire in the hole. Stand by.
3, 2, 1. Execute. They're taking the bait.
Light them up.
Oh, he's already low now. I like how Call of Duty always gives you like no amount of ammo. When these are like supposed to be elite, like special ops, you would think they would have some ammo on them.
Hatchway. On me. Move.
Well, I mean, you can still only have
A certain
X
amount.
amount of clip.
True.
Yeah. Or mag, rather.
Bravo. Alpha's in the tunnels. What's your status? Outside the control room. Waiting on you. Copy. At the gate. Stand by.
No, they're like showing us the entire mission. I'm shocked.
All teams, let's roll thunder. Bravo, full report.
Roger. Blackout in 3, 2, 1. Execute. All teams, Bravo's got the keys. Alpha, you have one mic before the lights are back online. Copy, Bravo.
Cool.
Got him.
Yeah. That's the one guy. It's like you're a spider.
Kick off the riot. Roger. Opening blocks 1 through 4.
Oh, he got spotted.
Yeah.
It's too good to be true.
Well, I mean, you're making a descent with the two lights on the top of your helmet.
This looks fun so far. But then again, campaign is always their strong suit, but they don't ever give us enough of it.
Alpha moving on sub-level. Let's get our guy. Ready, breach? Breacher up.
Okay, so that looks promising. What did you think for someone that doesn't play Call of Duty? Not bad?
I mean, it looks like a good mission. It definitely does.
Right? I think that looks pretty promising. But that's how they always are. And then it's disappointing.
The Feywilds await.
But yeah, I mean, they're bringing back older things. We'll see. But that campaign looked pretty good. The last one, the campaign was pretty solid. I liked it. But I think I'm going to like this one better just based on that mission alone. I have never heard of Nightingale, but we'll find out.
Awaken your first portal and tread on towards that which is boundless, beyond the measurable. Sequestered, struck by woe and lacking supplies, the question becomes, wilt thou be a survivor?
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to like this game.
I probably will.
Oh, really? You like it? Okay, yeah.
I mean, my favorite part of Fallout 4 is the settlement building.
That was my least favorite part. That was my least favorite.
Regardless of which portal variety you favor, realm cards will be necessary. Fly. Let my words steer your steps.
Okay, so early access will be February 22nd. Okay, it's going to be on, looks like just PC, but... Okay, so we'll hear more about it in February. Maybe it's in, like, beta mode right now. Who knows? Who knows? Interesting. Okay, I think here we have, like, fantasy. We have Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, Immortals, Avium. I think we covered that during Summer's Game Fest. I'm pretty sure. But I've never heard of Zenless Zone Zero. So we're gonna... Let's see what this is about. Go get there. Let's see. I have no idea what I'm even looking at.
Almost looks like Persona 5.
Good point. Yeah, it does. What the hell is this?
It's anime.
Yeah.
It does look like Persona 5.
But it's
like
not.
The art style does.
It does. It does look nice.
The music is killer. I like that.
It's jazzy. It's upbeat. Oh, okay. It's like an anime version of like Super Smash Bros.
So I looked this one up here. What it seems to me is Endless Zone Zero is an urban fantasy action role-playing game with roguelike mechanics. The player assumes the role of a proxy character who helps others explore the hostile alternate dimensions called Hollows. As they advance, the proxy will recruit new members to their party as they continue to fight the ethereal and other enemies. By combining the abilities of different members, players can deploy greater damage and combos on enemies. So it almost sounds like an updated and possibly tangential version, and maybe even had some of the same development team of Final Fantasy II.
Interesting. That actually could be something. I mean,
With maybe some elements of 6.
the combat looks fun. It's not up my alley, but the combat did look fun. I do like fun combat.
What's interesting about this is that its console or its release is for PC, Android, and iOS.
Oh, okay. Okay. You know, you can get with the phones now. Basically connect your consoles to your phone. You can do that now. Like, what is that? SharePlay, not SharePlay. What is it called? Oh my goodness, that PlayStation has. I cannot think of it right now.
I don't know.
But
I know that I have. I now have the original Fallout on my tablet.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Remote play, PS Remote Play. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, you can have that. I mean, you could pull it up, but you can get controllers for your phone and make your phone basically your console. So that would be good. That's a really good game to take on the go, especially. Yeah, I think I could totally see it being more towards the mobile end, but yeah.
That's something I would enjoy a lot.
Especially if you're just like sitting around, man, if you're on your phone, that's like something fun to do. If you have nothing else instead of scrolling on social media, or like you're waiting somewhere at a doctor or something, I don't know. You could pull that up and play. That's something I would be interested in if I had nothing else.
I'm looking this up right now, honestly.
Yeah, look at me. I'm glad. This is exciting. I'm glad. I don't like phone games at all. But sometimes I find myself with nothing to do, and a game like that could be fun. I definitely think a game like that could be fun. We have here.
I don't see it in the Play Store.
And it was called
I'll figure it out.
Zenless Zone Zero. Let me look at the Apple Store. Let me see. Zenless. We'll find out right now. Oh, maybe it's not out yet.
It might not.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. It's not out yet. I don't think it's out yet. So that's something to keep. I think it's a 2023 though. It is coming. Oh yeah, it's a 2023. So it will be coming out. Just keep your eye out for it.
I definitely will be.
2023 is so vague. That means I hate when they don't have specifics on that. The next game though, I know this is a really anticipated one. Lords of the Fallen. This is kind of like the next Elden Ring. I think what's gonna happen here, and it's like everyone's predicting it's gonna be huge. Let's watch this. Oh, jeez. Freaking ads.
While you're doing an ad here, I'm going to mute myself for a moment because, and we'll see if you can hear or not.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
You have been deceived. They brand me evil, a tyrant, and yet I offer you something they will not. A choice. After all the time mankind have had to shape their own destiny. See what they have made of it. War, greed, hatred, suffering. Chaos. Now you will know darkness, brother. You you look into the shadows, might be the shadows look back.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be the next Elden Ring. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I don't know
Guaranteed.
enough about Elden Ring, but
I tried with Elden Ring. Sometimes I tap back into it. That was my first Souls game, and it was just very overwhelming and like not sure what to do. It just feels like when I feel like I have a task to do at hand and I get it done, like, what am I going to do next? Did it even help? Like, I hate that there's no, like, I need an end game. I need a beginning. I need a middle. I need an end. I need like a chart. What are my side missions? What are my main missions? Like, I like the organization. And with Souls games, there's no organization. And then I end up dying a million times. And eventually, it's just not going to be fun. It feels like a chore. That's kind of how I see Souls games. So I always said that Elden Ring would be my first and probably last Souls game. It was fun for what, and sometimes, like I said, I play it. I put on like music, and I feel like if I have no other game to play, I go back in there because it looks nice, it plays well, but I'm just not interested in Souls games like that. But I can just say it's giving Elden Ring energy, so I'm sure that this game is going to be like skyrocket, maybe even Game of the Year, which I don't think Elden Ring deserves Game of the Year personally. I was annoyed by that, but I think this is gonna throw down Elden Ring. What do you think?
well, I've never played Elden Ring, so I don't know anything about it. I've never played Dark Souls either, though.
Okay. What did you hear about the
So,
hype though about Elden Ring?
no, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't. Okay, yeah, everyone. I mean, it was like it took the world by storm. Like all of a sudden, everyone bought Elden Ring. Everyone's talking about Elden Ring. It was the same guy that made what's that show that everybody loves? That Game of Thrones.
Hmm.
So it was like his thing, or he wrote it, or it was his idea for Elden Ring, and it like completely took over. I mean, it did. I was like, okay, I was sick, I remember, and I was like, I have nothing else to play. I'm just sitting home. Let me buy it. But Elden Ring was like so difficult. I'm not a Souls person.
I don't have enough video card for Elden Ring.
No. You could invest in like a PS4, like a used one, because if you're really not interested in getting a PlayStation, try to see if you can get like a secondhand PS4 and you can run Elden Ring there.
Or I could actually buy the new graphics card, because the one that I have in there is a donor.
Oh, then yeah. I don't know anything how to build. I just buy my things. But if you know what you're doing, then yeah, get the graphics card.
I built my PC, the one I have now. So
Oh, you built it. Oh, then you know what you're doing. Oh yeah. Yeah, you know what you're doing. Go ahead.
We won't go that far, but
okay. Well, it's enough to know that it's running right now. I see you, and we are video calling. Like this is enough to know that you know what you're doing. Interesting. Yeah. No, I really didn't. I tried with Elden Ring. I even tried streaming Elden Ring. It was just me dying all the time. It just first and last Souls. That's a for sure. October 13th. This will be out. So on all three platforms, the newer ones and PC, of course. And I don't know if it'll live up to Elden Ring's hype, but I do think everyone's going to be playing this at a moment in time, whether it's the first week or first month of release. I do think a lot of people will be playing this game.
So this is a part of the Elden series? Is that what I'm taking out of this?
I don't know. I don't think so. But it's Lords of the Fallen. No, I think it's just a different Souls game because it's different developers.
Okay.
I know Elden Ring was supposed to get a DLC, but this is not. This is a whole new game. Yeah. But I think it looks pretty similar to Elden Ring to me, and people can correct me if I'm wrong. If they're into Souls game and they're like, no, it's completely different, probably is. To me, it just looks like another version of Elden Ring from the outsider looking in. But next we have Sonic Adventures. I know this was announced in Summer GamesCom or Summer's Game Fest.
Oh, Sonic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong here.
Man, does this bring back memories.
I know, it really does. I was just thinking about that. I love a four split screen here. A quad. Love that. October 17th. Yo, October's got a lot of things going on. It's got a lot of things. October is the month for gaming. Oh wait, we have Sonic Frontiers, the Final Horizon trailer. Are they actually gonna get to it, or are they just gonna talk about it? Oh, I think there's. Oh no. And new challenges. So that's the update that's coming there. Okay, so not much more news on that. But we have a First Descendant cinematic trailer. I do like a cinematic trailer. I always think that's good for gaming. I have not seen this at all.
Accept your calling, Descendant.
The Descendants are risking their lives for us, for Albion. Rise, my warriors! Give your lives for Clipoff!
It's the Ironheart! This could wipe out all of the Vulgus, right? It's so cool!
Countless descendants have shed blood to protect the sanctity of this great place. Despite their efforts, humanity is still at risk of extinction. And you are the only chance we have.
Oh, that looks fun.
Well, it's like the Nova game we never got for StarCraft.
Wow, you've been on it today. Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
There's a Grave Walker.
What was this one called?
First Descendant. Yeah, this looks pretty fun.
Kind of gives me Destiny vibes too, actually.
I was literally thinking that. It's like Overwatch and Destiny vibes.
Hello?
Oh wait, this
Density
is...
too.
Yeah. Absolutely. And this one, I believe it's Quantic Dream, I think. Under the Waves, if I'm not mistaken, or it's the other one. But I wanted to...
Under the Sea.
I wanted to play this, absolutely. So I know I've seen just a little bit of this, well, and whatever was in the Summer Games Fest, but I know that this is going to be a good game.
Hello?
Under the Waves.
Hi. How's
Quantic Dream, it is, by
Good.
Quantic Dream, yeah.
Everything's fine.
Great.
How are you?
Tired, but in a good way. Busy. Unitrench is still Unitrench.
I'm worried about you. I heard there was a storm coming.
I told you, I still need time.
Time to what, Stan? Because as far as I can see, you're just treading water.
We're upping the extraction rate. Maximum output.
I don't expect you to understand.
You're not the only one who's suffering. I need you with me here, now.
I will be. I promise.
It's so vague.
Words to work by.
It's so vague. We still don't know like what it really is about, but we know anything with Quantic Dream, it's going to have a great story. And that's my favorite kind of, I mean, all their games I've played, loved. For me, it's like all about a story. So I know even though it's vague, it's going to be a good one. So this is like a for sure on my list. Yeah, August 29th. It's about to be out. So I guess we're going to find out more come, 5 days from now?
Yep.
Yeah, 5 days from now. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. Hope we get some clarity. I hope it's not a letdown. I don't think it will, though. Quantic Dream pulls through most of the time. So here we have like a Mud Runner game, which I did see on the list. Basically, you just go on if you're like into mudding and four-wheeling and all that. This is a game for you. Crew Motorfest got a new trailer. So you're interested in car, right? You do cars. You're like,
yeah, I do.
So here, I'll put this one on. This is for the crew.
Festival for car lovers, Motorfest. Here.
This one's specifically for you.
Trailer.
An Ubisoft one.
Yeah. I do like their car games, though. Need for Speed is my favorite. I do love a Mustang.
It's like they span multiple generations too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
That'd be on my radar.
Absolutely. I figured. Well, September 14th. Oh, you get the free trial. Oh, that's great. Free trial. Then you can really test it out. That's probably something I'll partake in too, because I'm not usually Need for Speed is like the only car game I play, but I might test that out, and if I like it, then I'll definitely be getting that. Cyberpunk, for those that love that game, your DLC is out or announced.
To see a lot has changed. Let's check this out.
Never tried, always been curious.
I did not like Cyberpunk, but it is a good concept and game. I just didn't like it. Not for me. Not for me. But people still play it.
Favorite Merc. Welcome to Dogtown. There's a job. Coordinates provided. You know what to do.
Get your ammo, assault rifles, tactical gear.
And thinking of buying some iron.
The logical choice.
Damn. Green view. Home stretch. Getting a ripper to overclock your chrome before the fight? Not a bad idea. Okay, I'm ready. Get this show on the road.
Well. Cool.
That's brutal.
Yeah, that's pretty cutthroat.
Job done.
Premium work, V. I'm closing the gig and sending you a little bonus. Something that will spirit you home safely. Someone dispatched a hunter. Good luck.
Fuck incoming!
Oh, vehicle combat.
Got a net runner cinch here! Need backup right now!
All nearby units.
cool.
We got a situation in Watson. Roger, dispatch. We're on our way.
NC police, for fuck's sake.
Your actions are illegal.
Let me put it this way. No gun, no fun. Max tap. Time to tilt out.
Whoa.
Fuck. That was close.
Bravo, V.
They're giving you a lot in this expansion, though.
The end of our collaboration.
That's like a lot of extra stuff.
You will hear from me soon. This I guarantee.
Okay, Stormgate new faction. So that's just an update. This is coming out. Oh, September 26th. There's still some time. Okay, so there was a few more, so we can wrap up here since we're past the hour. Do you have a new Diablo season announcement? So already you guys get a new content for that. And Warhaven was one that was highly anticipated. I do want to check that one out. And I think we have like 2 more. And that kind of wraps up everything here, guys. You can, like I said, watch on YouTube. But we're moving. Oh, yeah, none? I can't wait to watch this. Speaking of which, September 8th. We'll be seeing that. All right.
Memories form like scars.
I'm a big Diablo fan.
Are you? Well, you get the update.
Yes.
New season update. That is...
I haven't tried 4 yet, so...
Well, there you go. Well, by the time you try it, you'll have the new season. That's exciting.
Cut deep enough.
So, Warhaven.
And they'll never fade. Or be forgiven. I ran. I begged. I stole. But I survived.
Next on gaming again.
Assassin, bigger than you imagine. Better call in your faction. Ready for the curtain call, last camera action. Ready for the curtain call, last camera action.
It doesn't matter who tries to stop me. I'll cut my own path through. I'll fight until I stand in the land of salvation. Warhaven.
Oh, so it's gonna be free.
Nice.
Nice. I think that was pretty good. I think that's pretty good. I think that's gonna be a popular one. I actually kind of interested. At first I was like, it doesn't look like it. The more I watched it, I think it'd be something I'm actually interested in. Okay, so the last 2 we have, Dustborn, which I know is from Quantic Dream, so it's like my family. I'm excited for Dustborn, and then we have Alan Wake 2, which is like very exciting, especially for me, being a fan of the series. So those will be our last 2 for today. So this one's called Dustborn.
Divided by disinformation.
Oh, okay.
In a world divided by disinformation, where danger lurks around every turn, a motley crew of misfits embark on a fateful road trip to discover their true path.
Please tell me you're done.
Oh, we're just getting started, dude.
What is this music?
I believe the kids call it K-pop music.
Just K-pop.
Turn it down.
Leave my music alone. Shut the hell up.
Words have power. They can give you strength. Ready for this?
Stand still.
Words can bring people together and tear them apart. But if words hold so much power, he has no respect for you.
She's right.
The question is, what do you have to say?
I think we can all agree that my trailer voice was better than yours.
I'm not sure what to think of that.
Looks fun. I like the campy art style.
Me too. Visually, I really liked how it looked. I think it's gonna have a nice premise to the story. I think you're gonna walk away with the good moral of the story kind of deal. That's not what I was expecting at all, actually. I was not expecting that at all. I do think I'm curious. It's piqued my curiosity to see where they're gonna go with this. Huh. It's like I don't know where they're gonna take it, so that's exciting. That's exciting. Okay. Well, the last one we have here is Alan Wake 2, which cannot wait. This is coming out in October. So we're gonna, I think, pick up where we left off, which was which Alan Wake 1 ended in a manner that was confusing. So hopefully we get some clarity here.
Let's take a look now at the brand new trailer for Alan Wake 2. Sam, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here we go.
In a horror story, there are only victims and monsters. And the trick is not to end up as either. But trapped by the genre, we're all ripped to pieces along the way.
No! Welcome. We have a great show for you here tonight. Alan Wake, one of my all-time favorite writers, and this on the show. He's here to talk about his latest book. Initiation tells the story of a fictional writer named Alan Wake, who is trapped in a nightmare, desperately trying to find the manuscript of a novel he has forgotten he's written.
Did you write these pages, Mr. Wake?
I'm trying to remember it.
You're the killer, the cult leader.
No! You've got the wrong man! It's my fault! He got out!
Wake has a double. Where is he now?
I don't want to be in the story. Just write me out of the story.
I'm excited. I am excited. I'm just waiting for them to turn this into a movie one day because I have a feeling that this will get turned into a horror movie.
Well, and I looked at it too, and like when I looked on Steam, like because it's obviously it's a sequel.
Yeah.
Alan Wake came out in 2012, so
did.
it's like
It did.
it's a 11-year-old video game.
Exactly. But the thing is, okay, so, and before we go, I want to make this connection because everyone on the internet figured it out. And then I was excited. I kind of knew, but like the details were panned out online, which was, there's a game called Control. And it's also in the same realm, the same universe as Alan Wake. And the two are actually connected. And we're going to see that connection in Alan Wake 2. Like for those that don't understand, like, what are you talking about? I have here, basically Control, for those that have never played it, is you're like have super paranormal powers and you go and find your brother who is like taken by this bureau, the Federal Bureau of Control, and you go and you learn that you have these paranormal powers. You can move objects with your mind and things like that. And the expansion, which was the AWE expansion, for that, which you go in, it's oh wait, I'm sorry, your video just went. Let me fix this. Hold on. It's because I stopped streaming.
Hold on.
Stop. Oh, wait. Where'd you go?
Wait.
There you are. Oh, wait. I got it.
I'm still right here.
Yeah, I know, but it's different on what is this called? Discord. There you are. It completely changed because I stopped streaming my thing to you. Well, now you're like extremely. There we go. We got it. So basically, you go in and you try to find your brother. There's like a storyline. You learn about this this like thing that's taken over and it's causing people to go corrupt. All these weird things start happening. You learn that there's like an evil doctor that's taking these special people and like running experiments on them. And at the end of the game, they had an AWE expansion for that. And AWE, by the way, is Altered World Event is what they put under. And now that same gameplay in Alan Wake 2 is going to have that control gameplay where you're kind of moving objects and things like that. But like I said, the main thing about that is how they're linked. So the doctor, Emil Hartman, who was like the owner of the Lake Lodge in Alan Wake 1, was influenced by the dark presence, like by the Hiss, corrupted by the Hiss, which is in Control. So basically, and at the end of this AWE expansion in Control, it alluded to the fact that the Hiss, this like entity that corrupts, is going to get out and affect others and humanity. And it talked about Bright Falls, which is where Alan Wake takes place. So now they're going to link it, I think, because Alan Wake was in Control in the expansion. So the shady like entity is going to take over, and I think they're going to cross paths again. So I think we're going to get clarity on that, which I'm so excited for. It showed that Alan Wake was like saw the Hiss himself and it got out somehow, and they're just like alluding to that. And if you haven't played Control, it's actually a really awesome game. It's like a really awesome game, and it's about this like evil, like the Dr. Hartman, who was the guy doing malpractice and Control. He was the one that was first taken being corrupted by the Hiss. So, and that's going to be tied to Alan Wake 2. It's going to be so exciting. Control is a really, really good game for those. And I think Alan Wake is a really good game. So to see them kind of combine forces, like we saw it a little, but I think now we're going to get really good clarity. And the cool thing about Alan Wake 2 is that you can play as the FBI agent that's going to go check his disappearance, or you can play as Alan Wake the entire time, or switch between both of them whenever you want. So I think that's a pretty cool aspect. But yeah, what did you think? I think we had a few like top games in there.
Yeah, there are a few that are going on my wish list, and yeah, I definitely still have to update my PC at some point here in the near future.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think like I know everyone's going to talk about. I think Alan Wake is huge. Of course, everyone's going to say Modern Warfare 3. That's kind of like not the biggest thing. That Crimson Desert was awesome, and I think what else was there? It was that Black Myth Wukong was pretty cool too.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think we got some pretty good lineup. And then next week, we're going to be watching the part 2 and talking about those. And Under the Waves. Oh, yeah, don't forget Under the Waves. That comes out in 5 days. So we'll see more about that in that gameplay. But thank you for joining, by the way.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure having you here. Next week, guys, we'll be taking more about Gamescom. We're taking it by storm. And when I mean that, I mean we're just going to be reacting to these videos. I appreciate all of you guys for being here today. We shall see you guys next Thursday. Take care.